Good morning, everybody. Whew. Tell you one thing. There's some frost on the pumpkin this morning. Lord have mercy. Definitely frost out here. Rise and grind, everybody, on this Monday morning. Congrats to all the winners out there. Congrats. I'm not here to be mean guy today. It's kind of what I figured. I told everybody I thought it'd be a close game. It was close. We were winning at halftime. Just keep in mind. But I told my son, I said, we're going to give a touchdown out of the half, and it's going to continue to go bad. I know my team. But we'll break it down again as much as possible on the way to work here. The Cowboys lose 30-24. It was a close game, people. I understand that 49ers came out of halftime and scored 21 straight points. That is a problem. Make no mistake about it. But, again, the problem isn't defensively. And why I say that, and I'm getting these all of a sudden I'm getting these troll comments. And here's another one. What's up, Daryl? Come on, Daryl, give me a break, bro. Nobody's saying anything, but Micah Parsons is a great football player. You may not like him. You're right. He has sacked this year. All that is true. All that being said, he's probably, I'm not going to say the Eagles, but most teams he's gonna walk onto your team and be the most talented defense. I would probably go Jalen Carter, me personally, but Micah is a baller. He's a young player who needs to, but Micah wasn't the problem. The defense was not the problem last night. The defense was not the problem. The problem lies with the offense. Okay? What have I been talking about? What have I been talking about? I've been talking about motion in the offense, helping out your receivers. And you saw that at times last night. To very good success. Very good. Stacked receivers on one side, right? That allows you to get free releases for your receivers. This is true. Problem is, Dallas didn't do it enough, especially in the third quarter. Did not do it enough. Dak Prescott got to be better. Can't see with the frost. Dak's got to be better, everybody. Sorry to tell my Dak lovers, and I'm not a Dak hater. Dak's got to be better out there. Sorry, I'm getting the frost off the window. He has to be better. He told you in the post-game press conference. Dallas sits 3-4. I challenge everybody to go back. Now, yeah, I was wrong with the Eagles. I was wrong with the Commanders, but I had Dallas at 3-4. Yep, I had Dallas at 3-4. How we're getting here is, I understand it matters, but I had us at 3-4. We have a hard road ahead of us. But I would like my Cowboy fans to look at the big picture, okay? I would. You have a really good core of players. It's not good last night, but you were winning at halftime. You didn't score enough points. It's that simple. Mike McCarthy, I think its time has come to let Mike McCarthy go. And that's not even what... Wow. Vinny Hagan. Jesus. Come on. I love the sun, though. But that's not even the most disappointing part to me. You know what was the most disappointing part of the game? Was starting the game off with a penalty on special teams before the ball was even kicked. I think we had 3 procedural penalties on the kickoffs. That's bad. Coming off a bye week. That's coaching. That's players maybe not. That's coaching maybe tuning out the players, tuning out the coaches. But it all comes down to bad decisions in the draft. They have hit on players, don't get me wrong. They have a lot of young talent, but when you rely on a bunch of young talent against a physical football team, like dynamic teams like Detroit, Baltimore Ravens, who choked yesterday against the Cleveland Browns, shout out to I Love Weed, he called it. But, you know, this game is very emotional. You need to be an emotional team when you play out there. And at the start of that game, I felt, not that Dallas lacked emotion, they were not at the emotional level at the 49ers, yet they came out and took control of the game, in my opinion, early. Stopped the run, moved the ball. Again, they did not score enough touchdowns. That falls on the $60 million quarterback. I'm not here to pile on Dak. I'm here to call the obvious. You saw some open receivers last night, and I keep going back to it. It's not hard, people. When you run stacked formations, 3 receivers to one side, it opens stuff up. Crossing routes, there was guys open. It was nice to see in the fourth quarter some guys wide open. And route concepts, McCarthy doesn't do enough of that. He just doesn't. And he's going to sit there and die on his hill. He's a Super Bowl winner. But ultimately, Dak Prescott has the right to change the play at the line of scrimmage, open his mouth, complain about what he's seeing. You know, that falls on number 4. Listen, we don't have a running back. Rico Dowdle is our most talented running back, and you weren't going to run the ball with that much success against the Niners. We all knew it going in. Everybody wanted Dalvin. Dalvin is Dalvin. He's probably slightly better than Zeke, possibly. But, you know, again, we don't have that dynamic running back. We need to get a young one to like a young, explosive guy to keep defenses at bay. But my main thing is, when you watch last night, Brock Purdy, what did he do? He was their leading rusher for most of the game. Brock Purdy, when all fails and breaks down, he used his legs. Well, I would pretty much tell you that Dak is as fast, or a lot faster than, as fast as Brock Purdy. Yet I counted 3 times last night where the middle of the field was wide open. Wide open. Dak waited in the pocket, knowing that Terrence Steele is playing like ass, right? And that you got a rookie on the left side who actually did half decent under the circumstances. They attacked Terrence Steele. Make no mistake about it. And what did our coaches do for the most part? Left him out there on an island with Nick Bosa. 49ers beat us again. That's why I told everybody who was upset that I picked the Niners to win, I am not picking the 49ers to win, to lose against the Dallas Cowboys until Dallas proves they can play close to a 60-minute ball game. All right? That's what I wasn't going to do. I would have felt like a fool. I had the Niners last night. That's a fact. Also, the fact is my team got me excited early on, and by halftime, I wasn't expecting nothing. I was not expecting a thing at halftime. I wasn't. Because they didn't put enough points on the board. At the end of the day, they scored 24 points, and you needed 34 points. You know, it's those drives. I never seen a team that settles for more than the Dallas Cowboys do. They even went for it on 4th down, and were able to get a stop after failing. So, I don't know where this team goes, other than I know they're going to Atlanta next week. Atlanta coming off a win. Atlanta's a tough football team. Again, I said we need to split somehow. Now you have to win that Atlanta game. If you want, you're already 3 games back in the loss column to the Washington Commanders. Eagles had a hell of a game on the road. Both of those teams are better than my Cowboys right now. Absolutely. Now, in saying that, I know Dallas. I know what I see. Dallas can roll anybody. They can. But this ain't their year to do it, people. This ain't their year to do it. It may be a blessing in disguise, my Cowboy friends, to get high draft picks. You know, you say top 10. Okay, I don't know that we'll get to top 10, but maybe. Top 15, definitely. And maybe that's what we need going into a year where we have all these draft picks. Okay, Dak Prescott, we've seen him play lights out before, albeit in a regular season. You know, he's in a funk right now, and I think by running would help him. I'm not sure what Dak's afraid of as far as running. He's got his money. His kids got money. His kids' kids got money. His kids' kids got money. He's got his money. We're all proud of you, Dak. You set the market for the quarterbacks coming behind you. Good job. Nice. Good job. You count $89 million against the cap next year. Cheers, bro. You did it. You've arrived. Meanwhile, us fans are sitting there and listen. That's not the main problem. That's not, if you look at it, it's an organizational problem. But Dak sure as hell ain't helping. And where do you go when you want to lay into somebody? Now, I did see Trayvon Diggs arguing. This is what happens, everybody. This is what happens. Sorry, Trayvon. I don't think you had a bad game at all. Trayvon did not have. Everybody forgets he's coming off an ACL. They're still not throwing his way. They're picking on, which, why wouldn't you? Kalen Carson did not play. I didn't see him last night. And number 27, who we got off the street about a month ago, Amani Oruwariye, he was getting all the reps. He's a decent enough player. Jordan Lewis was good, but we had nobody to cover George Kittle. We knew that, okay? We knew that. I think it's time at the deadline to sell some pieces. I do. Please don't give up draft picks for anybody. Daniel M., sorry, brother. I know you're upset. The sun rose this morning. Again, and I'm not here to crap on anybody. Congratulations to the Commanders. Congratulations to the Eagles. What I always like about football is being relevant through the holidays. That's all I really ask. You know what I mean? That's the main thing for me. You know, through the holidays, be relevant, because that excites me. You know, it's almost like Santa Claus, right? You know, the kids going to bed with visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads, right? But, you know, there's only going to be one Super Bowl champion. Right now, early, Detroit looks like an absolute juggernaut, and I'm happy for Dan Campbell. So, Washington's future looks bright, but again, I thought Jaden Daniels, I'm going to repeat this, he ain't going to last in this league. Taking them hits, he took some major hits again. Lucky play at the end of the game, but shame on that Chicago Bear safety or whoever the hell he was in the end zone, turning around as the play was snapped. As the ball was snapped, he's not even looking at the play. Shame on you. Shame on you. You know, shame on you. You deserve the L, Chicago Bears, for that play alone. You know, I'll say this because I'm getting a lot of troll stuff, and, you know, the damage that was done by the Cowboys in the 70s and the 90s is obviously evident, because I see it rearing its ugly head in the comments. Usually an Eagle fan, you know who you are. You know, you got to win. Instead of saying, tough one, game time, you got to get that extra dig in. I saw Twiz last night. Super chat, thanks, brother. But I had to give that dig. It was kind of unneeded. I mean, it was unneeded. You know, at the end of the year, there's going to be one winner. Right? And odds are it ain't going to be you. But at least you're in the game. And that's what I miss. We got to find a way to go beat Atlanta. But the measure of a man is not how he acts when he's winning. It's how you act when you're losing, or people treat you while you're losing. That's the character of a person. I'm not going to sit here and shit on any other team that won yesterday. Congratulations. Congrats. But the damage that was done to some of you people years ago is crazy. Cray. But again, I ain't hating. It's just frustrating to be a Cowboy fan these days. We all saw this coming. I picked them to win 10 games. Listen, I'm going to end on this, people. Daryl, this is for you. We were never going to the Super Bowl this year. But if you think that if we didn't have DeMarcus Lawrence, you didn't think that we didn't have Deron Bland, if you didn't think that we didn't have Jordan Phillips, if you didn't think that we didn't have Sam Williams, if you didn't think that we had Micah Parsons, if you didn't think that we had Brandon Cooks, if you didn't think that, the injuries go on and on. They go on and on. If you didn't think that we don't win at least one more game, we've lost our 5 top defensive ends. 5. We got more free agents off the street starting on our defense than the law allow. Okay? That's no excuse. I understand. Nobody cares. But you act like we all saw this coming. No, you didn't. We saw a team that wasn't going to the Super Bowl. I knew that we would have had to have gotten lucky and got hot at the end of the year. And I still stand by that. The season is not over in a technical state. We're 3-4. The Niners are 4-4. But we're losing games against good teams, losing tiebreakers. It's not looking good. Commanders are finding a way to win. Eagles are winning 3 in a row. Nice win yesterday. The kudos to you guys. We see the problems. And that's what's frustrating, because we could see the issues. I'm not saying Micah would have made a difference last night, but that's obvious, isn't it? Your hate for Micah pales into comparison that the impact that player makes when he's on the field. Teams have to account for number 11, which frees up somebody else. Again, we had our opportunities. Golston had a ball in his hands that was tipped. That would have been a pick. Yeah, that would have been a pick 6. That's why football is not round, people, because it bounces weird ways. We just need to get on a roll, but I don't see it happening. I think we're going to win games and we're going to stay. It's starting to look 8 or 9-ish at this point. 8 wins is what it's starting to look like to me. So, and I'm not that upset about it, because 8 wins will give you a good draft pick. But again, remember, I ain't going to tell you how to fan. I know I'm not going to act a certain way. If that makes you feel better piling on after a loss, then hey, you guys do you. I would just say maybe a modicum of, class would be needed. Even though you may think something, you don't always have to say what's on your mind, right? Whatever. I'll see everybody at my lunchtime chat around 2:30, 3 o'clock. I got the shirts going out today. I got 3 of them going out. And I'll talk to you later. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as. Yeah, I forgot that this morning. Out of here, late.
These rhinos.